Well, hey everybody, Pastor Nate here today with my buddy Morey, and we're glad to have you with us today. Morey, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, I'm a happy elephant. My parents named me Morey. I'd like it very much if you would tell a Bible story. And actually, Pastor Nate, I have to confess I've been reading ahead, and I'm super excited to hear this Bible story because I think it's all about snakes.
Well, we do have a Bible story today that does have snakes in it, but it's actually not just about snakes. It's also about complaining.
It is? Well, why don't you go ahead and tell it?
Well, this is a story from long, long ago in the Old Testament, right? And God's people had been taken out of slavery, and they were wandering in the wilderness on their way to the Promised Land. And all during that time, God provided food and water for them every day. Every day, He led them by a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night, and He was leading them to a wonderful promised land.
Oh, wow! God gave them so much. I bet they were super thankful and grateful for all that God had been doing for them.
Actually, Morey, as the story goes, they complained, and they complained a lot. Do you ever complain?
Well, I'm kind of sorry to admit it, but yes.
Me too, Morey. We'll probably have to work on that. But anyway, God's people were complaining, and so, well, God did something about it. Suddenly there were snakes all around, poisonous snakes.
Oh boy, I don't like snakes.
Yeah, neither do I, Morey. But the people figured the snakes were there because they'd been complaining, so they said they were sorry about it.
Oh, well, did God take away the snakes?
No, but he had Moses make a statue out of bronze that looked like a snake and put it up on a pole, and when the people looked at it, they got better.
Huh. You know what, Pastor Nate? That's kind of a weird story.
Yeah, I know. It is kind of a weird story. But not all of it is weird. It also does have something to teach us. It reminds us that, well, we might not have to deal with many poisonous snakes, especially here in Minnesota. Actually, there aren't any poisonous snakes in Minnesota, in most of Minnesota at least. But we do sometimes have troubles in this life.
Oh, I know it. In fact, my dear auntie is sick, really sick, and it makes me sad. I wish God would just take her sickness away.
Yeah, I pray that God would do that too. And sometimes though, in fact a lot of times, God doesn't take away the things that are bothering us, but He does promise to be with us. And His Son Jesus isn't exactly a bronze serpent up on a stick, but He did hang on the cross for us. And when we look at the cross, we can remember that God loves us, that God is with us, and He'll always lead us through.
Oh boy. Well, thank you, Pastor Nate, for sharing that weird but really neat story. I always like remembering how God is always with me and how Jesus can promise me life in the midst of all things. Thank you very much, Pastor Nate.
And thank you, Morey. And thank you for being here and listening and watching. I hope you remember, even on your toughest days, that God is with you. We'll see you next time.